my best friend in the world is a dyed-in-the-wool, I like to call them Obama liberals, right? Like a big city liberal, say you're New York, LA, Boston, DC, particularly like a gay guy or something like that, is going to be like an Obama lib, where they know that they're liberal, but they really don't get into what the fringes are doing or what the grassroots is doing, whatever. They just kind of like check the D and keep on going. And so my best friend is an Obama lib. And I brought this up in conversation one time. I was like, well, LGBT people have been added to the Civil Rights Act, and this is what happened, under the Supreme Court right after his last justice, who I believe was Amy Coney Barrett, was confirmed, maybe before. But I told him this, and he was like, what? Oh my God, really? No, I don't think so. And I was like, yeah, I Googled it. An NPR article came up. He had to see it from NPR, by the way. That's what, your Obama libs have to see something from NPR before they believe it. But yeah, it was completely true. And the reason he didn't know this, and I said the same thing to him, the reason you didn't know this is because you weren't supposed to know this. And so there is a very, very effective propaganda machine that exists on the left to sort of brainwash the younger gays and lesbians and the TQ fringe into thinking that there is in no way, shape, or form that they become citizens with full rights in this country without the Democrats, because the Democrats are doing it all and Republicans ever did nothing. And of course, that's a lie. It's just not true. But the unfortunate thing about this is this. HRC basically acts as the Democrat super PAC with a $700 million war chest, right? And so they have the money for this propaganda. That's how the Human Rights Campaign acts, even though they are technically a nonprofit. And unfortunately, there is nothing similar that exists on the right side of the aisle. There is nothing that comes even close to that on the right. So it just pretty much becomes the responsibility of, your sort of right-leaning gay talking heads, political figures, whatever you want to call it, to sort of try to be a barrier to this leftist propaganda. And like I said, gays and lesbians have already won, so the Biden administration and their toadies are doing nothing for the average gay and lesbian American, but they're really doing a lot for the TQ fringe, particularly the T. They're all about the T nowadays. I don't know if there's space in that movement for any regular gay or lesbian. I just do not believe that exists anymore. Now, in 2020, gays and lesbians voted about 70-30 for Democrats as opposed to Republicans. 30% of gays and lesbians voted for Republicans. I do believe that what they would love is for those numbers to be like black people, like 90% of gays and lesbians voting for Democrats all the time. Like, that's what the propaganda really wants. I don't really see it happening. I get a lot of gays and lesbians that come up to me that say things like, I used to hate you, but now I understand where you're coming from. I secretly agree with you, all that stuff. So time will tell as to what gays and lesbians will do in the ballot box in November.